We are
now
live.
we are live.
We are live.
Oh yeah. And
good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning. We have people from Japan, Stockholm, Skive in Denmark, I see, Moss in Norway. We'll just give it 1 or maybe 2 more minutes before we kick off.
But we'll start quite soon.
Yeah. We are live here from 19th floor of the Kista
Science Tower
in Stockholm with the most beautiful view. We have blended it for you so you can't see it because otherwise you can't concentrate on what we want to tell you. Yes, let's have the last couple of people in. We are closing in around 200 participants in this.
108.
Yeah, right now. Some more people from Denmark coming in, some more people from Sweden. All right, let's get started.
Let's get started.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to spend a part of your morning and your morning coffee together with Per and me and having a look into this future, or maybe not even the future, of AI and how you can work more efficient in your buildings. Just all the standard practical stuff. You know where the toilet QA tool. Feel free to use that. You're very welcome to put in questions during the next hour. We will pick the ones that is the most relevant for all of you.
But we'll answer everything afterwards.
Yes. We will invite you to an after party at Google Meet just after this. So if you have special concerns or things you want to ask us, you can join that one. You can also use a chat. Everybody will see the chat. So don't put in the things you don't want to have shared with everybody else. Good. Let's start.
So why are we here?
This is why we're here. Remember this number, 37%. 37% is what Morgan Stanley expects or looks into, that all the tasks that can be automated in the real estate industry. Meaning that everything from lease agreements to the operational of all your buildings, that can be automated. This is not the future. This is today. This is being able because there's some new technologies coming in. Maybe a lot of you knows about generative AI, you know, the ChatGPT and those kind of technologies. But something is happening with my screen. And I can go back to the...
Right.
Here we go. Yeah. Good, we are back on track with the presentation. A lot of this will be made possible because of Agentic AI. So the good thing is that there's a lot of repetitive tasks that you can leave to the AI agents. But another good thing is also that you don't have to be afraid of losing your job, because our take on this is that you will actually be able to do all the things that you may not be able to do today because you don't get to do that. You can spend more time on the things that are actually more important, where you speak with other people, you are innovative, and get more human contacts actually around in your organization.
I still haven't met the customer who says that they have that they can do everything that they are hoping to do, or that they should do. Everyone is overloaded. So step one will be just to be able to do what you are hoping to do today.
Overloaded, and if you have a maternity leave, or maybe you are sick for a week, you have a bad conscience. Oh, all that stuff I didn't have to do or didn't make last week. And to give you that impression, we have interviewed 2 of our customers. We have Howard Hughes from the US, and we have Locum from here, from Stockholm. You'll get an insight into generative AI and agentic. Have a short look at what's the difference on those. We'll tell you a little bit about the security and transparency. How do they work? How can you rely on those new colleagues? We will do something that is always a fun thing to do live. We'll do a real live demo. We also have a recorded demo, just in fact. You know how it is with software live demos. But we'll also tell you a little bit about how you can get on this train. We call it a train. We have made all the rails for you. It's now up to you to jump on this train and be a part of the future change in the real estate industry. This is something that has been going on, the automation or the digitalization of our work for many years. The first 50% of efficiency came with the digital era, where you get Word, Excel, we got email, we got internet, we got customer portals. It took 40 years to achieve those 50% of efficiency. A lot of people in the industry expect that the next 37% will happen in 3 to 5 years, maybe even faster.
I think that if it's now 37%, I think it's already an underestimate. I think it's much more than that, and I think that it's the pace of change will be in that order of magnitude. It will be more than 37%. Yeah. It will be 70%, and it will happen over the next couple of years, not couple of decades. And I think we'll hear from Locum and from Howard Hughes. I think that they're how to relate to the pace of this and to the whether or not how you should get on the train. I think there is some insight that we'll have from not from us, but from our guests.
Yeah. And how to make this a reality? You know that there's a lot of powerful tools out there, but a lot of these tools are general. What we are doing in ProptechOS is that we are an industry-specific solution. We are designing our application and the tools made for the real estate industry, meaning that you can perform these tasks way faster and in an environment that is suiting your internal requirements for safety, security, and the knowledge within this.
And these frontier models, these big models, they will continue to be more powerful, and that is what we are using. So we are not instead of these big models. We are using frontier models, these big AI models, and we are providing the tools for our industry. So it's just a way for them to be able to work in our specific domain.
Industry, and not domain. Yeah. And to differentiate between the generative AI and the agentic AI. The generative AI is something that answers, that generates information. You know it. Maybe if you tried ChatGPT, you know that sometimes it hallucinates because it's learning from all the data that is on the internet, for instance. The agentic AI is something that works for you. Consider it like a very advanced macro, but the agentic AI can reason. So it actually can consider different proposals, and it shows that to you. You are still in the loop. And if we compare that to another perspective, the generative is the superpower. It boosts your productivity. What took weeks or hours to do takes now only a few minutes, maybe. You're still in control of everything you do.
It's helping you. It's an assistant.
It's an assistant, but you have to be over your assistant all the time. It doesn't do things for you each morning, for instance. This is where the agentic AI is more the digital colleague, the worker, the graduate, or the student assistant you might maybe have. You can tell the agentic AI to do stuff for you each minute, each hour, each Monday. So it actually reduces weeks of work or hours of work to zero. And that is where it becomes really interesting, especially if you consider all the jobs, all the tasks you have that you have to do, but you never get to do them because something else came in front of those. Did you check your water consumption for leakages this morning? Maybe not. You should do, or somebody should do. It's all these tasks that the Agentic guy will help you with. Now it's not only Pierre and me telling about this. We have interviewed one of our good customers. It's Marcus Spillane. He's a senior vice president from Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes is stock listed on the New York Stock Exchange. And they were also awarded the GRESB Real Estate Sector Leader at MIPIM last year. And since he's coming from the US, we didn't want to wake him up in the middle of the night. So we made an interview with him, and we will hear that now.
Hey, Per. Listen, just really appreciate the email and just checking in with you. As you know, Howard Hughes, we're large-scale mixed-use communities in the US, master plan communities, retail, office hospitality. We're an unusual real estate firm because we're so horizontally spread and not just in terms of one particular niche. And, you know, we're leveraging AI in a big way. It's probably me as HHX and the Innovation Hub at Howard Hughes. You know, I'd say 80% of our work is now focused on AI. We use a saying in English that, you know, you're not able to put the toothpaste back into the tube. And that's certainly the case with AI. And, you know, we've been very fortunate at Howard Hughes where we're way past the pilot stage. It's actually running operations for us in a number of different areas. We have agentic workflows that our people are building themselves, and they're doing things that used to take days and weeks now in minutes. And, you know, my attitude is it isn't a question anymore of if this will matter, it's how far ahead do you want to be? And, you know, we very early on decided to treat AI as a strategic capability, not just an innovation hub idea. And, you know, what's the mandate? It's very simple. We try and automate decisions and our workflows and not just have reports and dashboards. We really want to lean into that. We've deployed lease administration. We have AI that runs right from a letter of intent with a potential tenant that drafts our first lease in our lease template in, you know, whatever region we happen to be talking to a tenant. So it's customized to that region and the laws in that state. We get that first draft in a few minutes. That used to be several days, if not weeks, of external counsel drafting something, even though it was a template. AI does that for us now. And as soon as a lease gets executed, because there's still human back and forth, it automatically gets abstracted. All of the relevant detail, common area maintenance, recharges, all of that gets pushed with, you know, a human in the review position signing off on it, but it gets pushed into our ERP automatically. Again, weeks of elapsed time down to minutes, not always weeks of actual effort. And I know you're about to launch your agentic suite, for which we are very excited and looking forward to deploying that. You know, the idea of having, you know, autonomous operational agents with, albeit with guardrails and permissions and with human in the loop, at least for now, is going to be really important. You know, and this kind of concept of how all of these agents and tools and applications interact and communicate with one another is hugely important. That's why we really believe the ProptechOS model as it relates to brick schema and real estate core is so important. And, you know, it's something that we are very supportive of and want to work with you. And I think, you know, the great thing for us is we are ingesting all of our data. You know, we are very keen on an entire digital twin that represents our entire portfolio of assets, everything from multifamily to retail to commercial to the lot sales to master plan communities, everything all in a functional operational digital twin where we can leverage AI on top of that, both from a visualization perspective, but also from an operating perspective. And I think, again, the difference between us and I think our peer group, certainly here in the US, is we're already in production with some of these agentic workflows. Yes, we're still experimenting. Yes, we're still trialing and piloting. But our approach is get started. And, again, the things that I think we've learned out of this effort is you could spend all your time just trying to clean your data. Data is messy. Just get started. And agentic workflows it is remarkable how fast AI has evolved, where it can now handle with imperfect data and improve as it goes. Waiting for the perfect platform or waiting until next week until somebody can deliver something, you're always going to be waiting. Just get started. It's really, really important. So I hope that's what you were looking for. And, look forward to seeing you again soon.
Wow. Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah, thank you, Marcus.
And I was there, the last time I was there a couple of months ago, I saw firsthand, and they, what he's saying is really true. They have been doing this for a while, and they're still testing new things, but they are doing this now at scale, at a very large scale. It's not a question of if it will be impactful, but how far behind do you want to be, is what he's saying. I think it's
And another perspective is also that we promised you this is not a future. We are speaking about things that is happening now. This is not PowerPoints. This is something you can, actually some of your customers, you that are already a customer, you can start tomorrow or tonight. But Pierre, let's have a little bit more look into these different agents.
Yeah, let's get to it.
What kind of agents, what kind of roles they have.
Yeah, many of you have seen previous webinars. So our take is not to just pour in all your data, hoping AI will come up with something that solves all the problems. But this will be done. This will be a team effort. So a team of agents, and they will have specific roles. They will have different permissions. They will work together. They will work in hierarchies, and they will work with humans when it's needed.
But that sounds like typical organizational theories. You have a role, you have a mandate.
I think it's half for fun and half truth. That it's sort of like the Jensen Huang at the NVIDIA says IT is the new HR. It is quite a bit like how you have organized work since forever. So we have made. You've seen the previous webinars, of course. You've seen the demos that we have shared. We have agents that can access all the data and all the tools in ProptechOS. And some of them very simple, some with a specific objective, some with a specific incentive in mind. And they work together. And it's what we have been working with since the last couple of months is getting the railways in place for AI at scale to work like an organization. So we looked at it, a real estate organization, how it works, and what the different roles are. Because if part of the work that is being done manually can now be automated, how does that relate to each other? So we looked at a typical organization, and we've broken it down to distinct processes. So this is, of course, only scratching the surface. This is started, but we have identified 292 unique processes in a real estate company in our industry, in different departments and related to different roles, and only 6 of them are purely manual, and 54% of them are either largely or fully automatable today. And we have developed our team of agents. We have 42 agents, expert agents now, and they cover 23%, almost a fourth of all the processes that we have identified in the real estate industry are covered by our expertise.
We are not even only making agents for our customers, we're also using agents internally for ourselves.
Yeah, we're dog fooding. So we, similar to what Marcus is describing, we have everything from handling knowledge management to compliance, risk management, and of course, software development is done with some of them fully and some partially automated processes that we have done. So we have used our organization as a sort of a testing grounds to understand how this will work. But yeah, this is where we are now. This is like the famous saying that today's Tesla is the worst Tesla compared to all the future Teslas, and this is the worst agentic suite compared to what it will be. It will only get better. It's still covering almost a fourth of everything that's going on.
Yeah.
It's but before we get to, I promise we'll show the demo and explain more in practice. But let's see another customer perspective from Thomas at Locum. So they are the real estate company of the Stockholm region, and that means that they are doing all the hospitals and care facilities. In
do they use agents and AI on hospitals, very complex buildings?
Yeah, I think that's part of why we think this is a good example to look at. I cannot think of a more important and a more advanced building to work on than the urgent care facilities, urgent care hospitals, this acute sjukhus that we are working with Locum. But let's
give the word to Thomas.
Det vi jobbar med i projektet nu är ju främst att hitta metoderna för att visa det här för organisationen och våran ledning på bästa sätt. Vi kan förklara, vi kan visa med statiska bilder, men nej, det är dags att visa det här med realtidsdata nu så att man förstår. Och då vill vi sätta oss in i en förvaltares dialog med hyresgästen, i en driftcontrollers dialog med våran driftleverantör. Vad är det de behöver hjälp med? Vad är det de pratar om? Ja, men visa, så här kan ni göra framöver. Då kommer det här vara ett självspelande piano. Ja, men att vi kan agera mycket mer proaktivt än vad vi har kunnat tidigare. Vi har ju haft datan tidigare, men den har ju liksom varit segmenterat ut i olika system. Här har vi ju liksom någonting som knyter ihop det och där vi kan liksom nyttja datan på ett helt annat sätt och jobba proaktivt. Och det ser vi också att det kan få förvaltningen och dialogen med kunderna att vara på ett helt annat sätt. Vi har visat kunderna en delar av det här som man nu kan göra med AI-agenter. För att se, är det här en dashboard ni skulle kunna gilla över tid? Och de älskar det ju lika mycket som vi gör. På data som vi redan hade. Så vi gör ju ingenting nytt utan vi nyttjar det vi faktiskt har. Det är fantastiskt. Vi har ju drifttekniker som har det ansvaret att liksom optimera våra fastigheter. Men kan de få en bruttolista med AI-analyserade förslag? Självklart, det kommer ju underlätta deras vardag och våran uppföljning av dem kommer ju underlättas också såklart.
Yeah, as you're hearing Thomas telling, there's already a lot of savings experienced.
I think that it's we recorded this on Monday with Thomas, and I was so happy because speaking with him, it was the same feeling that we have internally of sort of someone who has been exploring, found something, and just waiting to come back and tell everyone else what it is. And it's I think I recognize exactly that excitement when he was speaking.
We had one of our customers in Denmark also calling me. Actually, it was late in the evening. He knew I was on the phone. He said, "Rasmus, this is the biggest change and best change that I've been in my working life within this sector." That's the general also feedback we get from our customers. That this is actually both fun to work with, but it is really a reliever to a lot of the troubles that you are facing in the office back home. Let's hear more from Thomas.
Vi ser ju generellt ur ett fastighetsägarperspektiv så ser vi AI i det breda spektrat, allt från Copilot till Claude till Lovable. Vi kan ju spara mängder med tider där. Vi använder Copilot nu för att göra förslag på åtgärder efter myndighetsbesiktningar. Där ser vi redan nu, min specialist säger att det här tog 2 dagar för en konsult att göra tidigare. Jag gör det själv på 4 timmar.
Ja. Nej, och det är de där 2 dagarna, det är inte bara det, för det är också en ledtid nu, vänta på någonting.
Exakt.
Och som ska
vi måste beställa konsulten och där säger ju han nu att vi behöver inte det här ramavtalet till nästa gång. Det här gör jag själv på 4 timmar. Då kan jag göra det själv, då slipper jag också beställa, jag slipper handla upp ramavtal och då är vi nere på snudd nästan att det tar 0 timmar att göra det här.
Och vissa av de där sakerna kommer någon agent kunna göra och då är det 0.
Ja,
då är det första gången det gjort så är det gjort för sista gången.
Så vi ser ju fram emot att utvecklingen de 3-4 senaste månaderna i Proptechmiljön med agentiska förfrågningar och så vidare. Det tror jag det är nog nyckeln till att vi kommer att kunna driva det här vidare och implementera på alla akutsjukhus i Stockholm. Det skulle förvåna mig mycket om inte det var det som gjorde att vågen vägde över, om man säger så. Eller den applikationen som ni har byggt in nu i PropTech för våran del. Embryot till den dashboarden gjorde ju jag på 2 minuter. Och sen så förfinar ni den lite och så la upp den som en app. Men alltså fantastiskt.
Ja, det är en...
Och jag gillar det nu med tanke på att ska man visa det här för någon i våran ledning. Jag gjorde det senast idag. Snabbt in på PropTech. Det tar 30 sekunder att logga in på appar, öppna där, koppla ihop med PropTech. Alltså på 1 minut så har du realtidsdata som går att konsumera. Det är ju det som är nyckeln i det hela. Sen så är vi under hela projektet nu, måste jag säga, att vi har sagt att att föra in tekniken med en digital fastighetsplattform, analysera och konsumera data på ett lämpligt sätt. Det är inte issuen i det här. Alltså tekniken fungerar om vi bara har god data. Det som kommer vara problem, det är ju att liksom få organisationen att börja använda det här eller nya arbetssätt. Eller att få våra underleverantörer, som våra driftleverantörer är, att börja få in den typen av resurs de behöver. För att det är ju inte kanske en kille med skiftnyckel i bakfickan som springer och vrider på saker och ting. Nu behöver man nästan mera en datatekniker som kan titta på datan och förstå det här. Så att det hela branschen håller ju på att ställa om. Men jag ser att vi kommer, det är bara den vägen vi kan gå. Men det är ju att sy ihop hela projektet eller piloten vi gör nu och egentligen sätta riktiga user stories för att visa hur vi kan använda det här i den dagliga driften av våra sjukhus. Vi ska presentera det här för vår ledning och vill ju bygga in då så mycket som möjligt av de här agentiska sakerna för att kunna enkelt visa och hur vi jobbar med säker data, kvalitetssäkra data för att göra vardagen bättre för våra hyresgäster och sjukvården i Stockholm. Det ska bli kul att följa de närmsta åren och jag tror att just det här med agentiska AI-verktyg, om vi har återigen den resan vi har gjort de 4 senaste månaderna, om det accelererar och fortsätter i den här takten, så undrar man var är vi då om 2 år? Det är fantastisk utveckling.
Stop. Yeah. Per, did I hear this correct? What took 2 days externally takes 4 hours today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to show that.
It's we're sitting here smiling, listening to Thomas. I think it's it's a very we're also very excited about the pace of things the last 3-4 months, and
and not only excited. He also said it was fun. I've never heard anybody doing IT project an ERP system that said it would be fun to onboard this new ERP system.
Fun to do the integration.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Yeah.
As we said in the beginning, this is live, and you know how it is with live demos. Never do that, but we do.
But let's do it. Yeah.
Let's try.
Yeah. So let's see what Thomas is doing. So you've seen ProptechOS before. You've seen the digital twins. Anyone who has even sort of been in the same postcode as us have seen our demos of what we think is, I think, it's still amazing what Claude can do with ProptechOS. We are.
We have a built-in AI chatbot.
And if we're getting familiar and sort of used to being able to do things in the product that is done by AI. This is generative AI, ask a question and get an answer. But what we are excited about today is this new part of the ProptechOS product. So here they are, the team of agents. This is agents ready to work. So
they are onboarded.
Yeah, so
they are ready to use.
They're ready to get going. So this is in the demo environment, and this is actually just a subset of the agents. And just before, so when you are speaking with your internal AI with Claude or in ProptechOS like this, it is using our MCP to get access to the data and the tools in ProptechOS. And that is done. We'll show how it's done with guardrails and with permission and in a secure way. So it's the same thing now when we are creating autonomous AI agents to do this. They are using the same data, they are using the same tools, just that they are doing it with their own identity too, and as a different worker. So let's look at what it would look like to create an agent. So we have embodied agents. They represent something physical. So here is an AI representing our ProptechOS lab, the building that we looked at before in the map view. It has access to the data in that building only, and its objective is to ensure that building operates well, that any problems are directed to the right person or agent, and to just improve and optimize that building. We have experts that do distinct and different tasks, and then we have task runners who are simpler models that do simple tasks, but they do it all the time and they never get tired. They don't cost a fortune to run. They are just the workhorses of this AI team. And actually, this is just a subset of all the agents we have. I will show you the full list, and you've actually built an app.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday, when you saw the list of agents, you built an app to show all the agents in a good way. But let's so we have a 2-part demo. First, let's create an autonomous agent that does something. Let's look at what that is like, and then let's explore a little bit of the more complex coordination and sort of collaborative work of agents. So here is the list of the expert agents that are available today, and this is the shortest the list will be. When you start using this tomorrow or next week, it will be more. It will be even more, and they will be even better, and it will be cover even more than the 23% of the processes in your organization already. So each of these have a specific instruction, based on specific knowledge. They are using different standards and they're complying to different frameworks. But
and those frameworks, We didn't invent those.
So
ASHRAE.
This is ISO. This is
ISO standards.
Swedish regulation or
Yeah.
EU regulation and or industry in the common industry knowledge. So, but let's in our demo building, the agent that is not there is not. We don't have anyone making sure that the ventilation system actually is turned off at night. That's a common, seems simple, but it's a common issue. So we chose the nighttime ventilation saver. Here is the system prompt. We'll go through this in a second. So this is what's directing the AI agent, what it should be, what it should do. And when you start to work with this and you have an idea of how to change it or improve it, you just edit the prompt, and the AI agent is changed. Now it's doing it based on the new prompt. So this is the core mission is to detect ventilation energy waste during unoccupied hours, analyzing presence airflow and correlation patterns, and ensure compliance with ISO and ASHRAE standards. So this is a description of how it should work, what the process should be, how it should weigh and prioritize, what should it think is confirmed and high waste. It's standards compliance, the way it should calculate, how it should behave and not, and what the output should be. It could be that it should do something, change something, create an error report, it should call in another agent, should call in a human. In this case, let's start with the simplest example. To go through every night to look at the waste across the portfolio and create a report about the waste that it has found, and to make sure that it prioritizes make sure that it prioritizes the degree of waste correctly. So that's here is our agent. Here's what it should do. Let's make sure that it gets to work at 2 o'clock every night. And we also, let's say that we want this to work across the portfolio. So then we give it a specific permission policy so that it has access to the entire portfolio. And now we are creating another AI agent with a specific instruction, with knowledge and expertise, with a distinct sort of work instruction of when it should do its work, and with a specific schedule for when it should do it. And this could be the demo right there. So
yeah.
That's how you create an AI agent. We just created an autonomous AI agent. Every night it will do this work across the portfolio, and it's the agentic version of what we did the first time for one of our customers.
Yeah.
And when we did it that time, it saved 290 megawatt hours per year from what we found. We did it once. It took a lot of work. It took us, I think, 2 weeks to scan through, get all the data, and do our analysis. And this is something that saves 60,000 euros per year. And that's what we put in. No one needs to do it anymore. That's done every night autonomously, and
yeah.
it will. That's now sort of we did it once, so no one needs to do it again.
So have these 37% in mind. If it's only 37%, or maybe even more. We also saw one of the times it was running that it detected a faulty presence sensor and used the CO2 sensor instead.
Yeah, this is not a software program that just follows a set an algorithm. This is an intelligent expert that has an objective in mind.
Mm.
So I fell off the chair the first time I saw it when it was. I think it was actually this nighttime saver.
Yeah.
It starts by trying to figure out what times a building is occupied or unoccupied. And it found a broken presence sensor, and then on its own, it figured out that it actually found a working carbon dioxide sensor, and it used the data from the carbon dioxide sensor to infer presence and the absence of presence. And there was no code needed. It was something that it did on its own. It had its guardrails and what it should be able to do, and it solved the task following that. So we can have go to the slides. Yeah.
Let's see the 42. Now you should be ready with your mobile camera, or mobile phone, or your print screen.
Quickly print screen.
Yeah. We have a small lag on the remote.
So here's the 42 agents that we have today. So you can take a print screen, or we'll send out a link to properly go through them. They cover 23% of tasks now. We'll get to it in the end. I think some of them are no-brainers that if you don't have them, there's just no reason not to. But this is what the experts are now. And if we just touch on some key points from the demo there, so the agent is actually quite simple. So ProptechOS makes sure that it has access to the data and the tools. It can go through the knowledge graph. It can find, based on what the objectives are, it can find twins for a room, a sensor, an asset, something, and it can work on its objective. The way it's doing that, it is 3 parts. The system prompt, that is the instructions of what it should do, the instructions and the objectives. The permissions is something different. It dictates what it can do. And this is just a very important point to make, that we don't leave it to the agent to decide what it can do. That is, we have instructions for what it should do, but we have watertight guardrails of what it can do, so we can make sure that every agent only has access to the data and the tools that it should have. And then there's the triggers. In our example, we set up something with a timer, but it could also be something where they speak to each other, or where it depends on what an event or data that changes. And then, I think that's
let's have a look at the more advanced, because you showed just one agent.
Yeah, let's take it to the next level. And this is I think these are the more complex flows. So we'll run the demo, and then we'll see what to catch up what it is. We've talked about this team of agents, collaborative and hierarchical. So let's get to it. Let's walk through some scenarios. One is this guy, the peak shaving agent. So for the sake of the demo, let's perform. Let's put it to work. So this is a peak shaving agent. It's analyzing the power to make sure that we flatten out or avoid power peaks. And now it has done its analysis. So this did it on the building that we were looking at before, ProptechOS lab. And surprise, surprise, the demo data is actually with increasing power load of the building. So it found that the peak is imminent. It had an analysis of where it is now, where it is predicted to happen, and the start of a root cause or a motivation. It has a suggested 3-step plan for action, and an analysis of the implications of not doing anything, what can happen later, and it has already done it. So while we were talking through this, it has now instructed the electrical vehicle chargers outside the building to go down over the next hour to shed at least 17 kilowatts to alleviate the situation. And this is now done. So that's one agent that sends, reason, and act. So it's not a dashboard, not something for someone to look at, or a nice task to click around through. It did it, and for the sake of the demo, we triggered it, but otherwise it would have been done without us needing to be there in order for it to happen. But it doesn't stop there. So we have the team of agents. Let's start from the beginning with the task runners. So they do simple things, and when they need to, they call in the experts to continue the work. And in one case here, we have the Delta T task runner. It is just monitoring data that comes into ProptechOS. It performs a little bit of analysis, so it averages and it compares sensors, and it looks on a set of sensors or meters to assess what's going on. But what it's really doing is that under circumstances, it is calling in its colleague, and it's which will then do the proper analysis. So the task runner is saying that the delta T is below the acceptable threshold. There is a risk of inefficiency or financial penalty, and that triggers the expert to do a thorough analysis with historical data and to go through what might be the root cause of this. And this is a demo building, so there's really no root cause to be found. But the important thing to see here was how a smaller AI model did a simpler part of the job, and then handed over to a more capable and more intelligent and heavier model to do the larger analysis. So this was a simple rule that triggered this agent to sense, reason, and act. And it doesn't have to be telemetry. We have another task runner here who monitors the inflow of complaints. And in the same way, when a certain kind of complaints come in, they call in, let's see, not the consolidator, but it calls in the service object triage. So here, to triage the incoming complaints, and as you see, it's getting to work. So the temperature in the office landscape alpha, and then the task runner has added the technical designation of the room is too cold. Many are working in their winter coats even though it's indoors. And then this triage, it got to work, got historical data, got adjacent rooms, started to really dig into the situation to define what it could do, what it could be, and do what would have taken, what would have been impossible with simple software, and what would have taken a lot of time for a human to even start with. And this is to prepare the inflow of complaints before a human takes a look at it. The same thing here. This is on the demo building. There is no root cause to be found. It's the pattern is the important here, where the facility management system feeds in a flow of tickets monitored by a simple model who escalates to its superior. See, so there was the first sort of increasing the complexity one more. So we had this peak shaver who did action based on what it saw. We had this collaboration between simple agents and more advanced. And now let's get back to what we saw.
But that's one thing I don't. Do I need to write all this in English because my technicians or my colleagues are not that good in English?
So you don't need to know any programming languages, and you don't need to know English. So we have participants from across Europe and Australia and
Emirates, Japan.
Yeah, you can use your language. The AI will know exactly that language, and it can understand a mix of languages. You can have part of it using the system prompts in English, and you can have your interactions and your additions in Klingon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, let's look at the next part. Let's see here the peak shaver. Okay, so here the peak is continued to be imminent. I'm actually looking at the wrong one. Let's look at the here the next level. Because it continues. So here, the next step of the analysis, the situation is that the power consumption continues to climb, despite what we did with the EV chargers. So it has then determined that the layer 1 status is insufficient. We will breach the target if this continues to happen. So this says a layer 2 request. I need you to lower the heating set point in your corridors to 17 degrees. This is the next sheddable load in the shedding priority. Corridors are transient spaces, so it can be temporarily be unheated. And this will, throughout the building, mean that we can shed another almost 20 kilowatts. And this is directed to you, but it's not to us. This is sent to the building. So this is here is the peak shaving agent sending this issue on to another AI to take on the subject. So in this case, we have the energy expert has identified something that should happen in the building, and it is escalating to the building to decide what to do with this. It's laying out the situation and handing it over to the AI representing the building. And the AI says, the building says, I'm feeling the grid strain. My peak shaving agent has flagged a critical demand situation. EV charging has already been dialed back, but I need to shed more load to stay below the monthly target. I'm proposing to temporarily lower my corridor heating to 17 degrees. So it's agreeing to that, but it was directed to, let's look at that. There is something to review. So this was handing it over to the people. So this was it's still something that is beyond what the building can do, what it's allowed to do. So it's handing over a motivation describing the situation, an action plan for what to happen, and the expected results. And it is handing it over to, in this case, me, to take the decision of whether we do this. This is something that the AI is not deciding and running wild. It's presenting the analysis, the proposed action, and describing what will happen. I'm saying okay, and what happens then is that I don't have to do anything, but it is handed over to a third AI that institutes the plan. So in this case, there is a supervisor executive, another agent that implements the plan. So here is the what has happened and what the result is, and this supervisor applies some common sense to whether it should happen or not. It gets the plan from me, and then this is what is happening. I think you need to look at that a couple of times to see what happened there. So it was 3 AIs working together, working within their respective bounds, and then handing it over to a human to approve the plan.
Yeah, and we are closing in now, and maybe you already saw that the technology is here today. This is not something coming tomorrow or in 6 months. This is working as we speak. We also heard that, other than just Per and me saying that there's something that takes a long time before this, it only takes hours, sometimes minutes. you'll get a link to a web page we made in 2 days where you can search in all these agents. And we all know data is messy, but you don't need to wait because it can be managed. We have AI to support us in all this. And as we said, the rails are built. This software has been running for a long time. And all of you that have already ProptechOS up and running, you have access to your agents as we speak. For you that is not a customer yet, we can help you defining what kind of use cases, user stories that is the best to start with. And the no-brainers to start with is all those kind of things that don't change anything in your systems due to data regulation, cybersecurity stuff, but all that like ticket triaging, the consolidation of alarms from your different systems, or
enriching tickets.
Enriching.
No one. We're still 124 of us here on the webinar. All of us have too many tickets to read coming in too quickly, and that's there is no reason not to have AI handle that for you. No brainer.
And in a few minutes, when this is over, we'll invite you to a Google meeting, see how many that is participating. We can discuss this. We can take a lot of questions. We will also do a extended webinar series where we go deep diving in all these agents and how to manage those. For those of you that is in Stockholm, you are very welcome tonight also for a deep dive. And for all of you that can manage to come to Copenhagen, we'll have a physical event in Copenhagen next Thursday. We hope to see you next Thursday or tonight, or just reach out for us for meetings, or maybe join our Google Meet in a few minutes.
Yeah, it's happening now. How far behind do you want to be? As Marcus asks. Thank you so much for spending your morning with us.
Thank you.